Hey guys, so today I'm going to be doing an updated foundation routine for you guys. It's going to be featuring the All-Made Clear Complexion Blemish Heal Technology Makeup in the color Naked 160. See this? I just got this maybe a month ago, and I really like it. I can wear it with powder or without powder. I do set it with powder, but not as much as I normally would. It's just like a few shakes, and that's pretty much what I do all over my face, and it holds up all day long. I don't have greasy skin, oily skin, not like greasy, that's nasty. But my T-zone and stuff, it gets pretty shiny when I don't set my foundation, and it still gets shiny even if I do set my foundation. But I found with this that I can actually go without setting my foundation, and my face is still, it doesn't feel greasy, it just kind of gives me a little bit of a dewy finish. And throughout the day when I touch my face, it doesn't feel greasy until like maybe at the end of the night, 5 hours in, then it finally feels slightly greasy, but nothing that I normally would have problems with any other foundation. And I would say this foundation is a medium coverage. You can definitely build it up and it doesn't get cakey. And it still lets your skin breathe, and I have been noticing fewer like pimples. I normally don't have like major breakouts, but I do get like some bumps, but I have been noticing fewer breakouts or bumps when I use this repetitively, because I don't wear foundation every single day. I wear it maybe like twice a week or something. But it says clear blemishes and controls shine. So it is made for people with oily skin, but it's not over drying. I know when I get foundation that's for oily skin, it can sometimes make my face look cakey. And then it says Blemish Heal Technology clears blemishes with salicylic acid without drying skin. Aloe and chamomile soothe skin to help reduce the appearance of redness. Hyperallergenic, won't clog pores. So, oil-free too. I'm going to go ahead and jump into this tutorial and, yeah, show you guys how I apply this. I'm just going to zoom in so you guys can get a better view of my face. Is that too close? Alright. So here's my lovely face. You can tell that I have a little bit of redness right now. I did just wash my face and I just come from work and I didn't want to put foundation on a dirty face. Sorry, I was just leaning my camera down slightly. And yeah, I'm going to begin. I'm going to be using an e.l.f. stippling brush to apply this foundation, and just a little makeup sponge. The e.l.f. stippling brush says e.l.f. stippling brush, and then it just looks like this. It's a regular duo fiber stippling brush. It's not the best of quality, but it does the job since I don't apply foundation that often. It's okay. So we're just going to shake this up. Probably pretty loud on camera. And this is a little messy. When you do shake it, it does get everywhere, so be careful, whatever. I'm just going to pour, I have a lot of shiny stuff on the back of my hand because I was testing out some color, so I'm going to wipe that off the back of my hand real quick. Then I'm just going to pour a little bit onto the back of my hand. Ooh. And that right there is probably actually too much or just enough. But I'm going to take my stippling brush and just wipe off the excess that's on the bottle around the edges, so it's not to waste any of that. And then I'm going to just dab this in and then stipple it onto my face. And I am looking at a mirror that I have set up behind my camera, so I'm make sure that I am even. Because I use my phone to film, and it doesn't have like one of those little picture things, you know, where I can see what I'm doing, like on a camera. So we're just going to stipple this all over the face. And I did get too much. I still have a lot left on the back of my hand. So I'm just going to wipe that off. And then we're just going to go in small circles around the face to just blend this in. Be careful around your eye area. Don't want to cause premature wrinkles. If you was going to build this up, I would go with a layer a little bit thinner than this, and then I would let it dry and then apply another layer over the top of this, and I think you would be have really great coverage. This gives me just enough coverage. It evens out my skin tone and pretty much gets rid of all the redness. I have just, you can still just slightly see this right here, but I'm going to be putting blush on anyway, so it's kind of just going to blend in. Make sure you bring it down onto your neck so you don't have any lines and you look even. Okay. So that's all with that. Put the lid back on there. What did I do with that makeup sponge? Now I'm just going to take the makeup sponge and go in around my nose and around my eyes very gently so I can make sure everything is blended in nicely. And then I take the end of the sponge and just make sure everything's blended into my hairline so I don't look like a freak. And just make sure everything's blended real nicely. And by using the sponge afterward, it just soaks up all the extra foundation that hasn't like sink into your skin and is probably not going to sink into your skin. So that's good. And then I take the end again and I just go over my eyebrows so I don't have anything caked in my eyebrows. Sorry, it feels like really wet. It's like I have a clump or something. Sorry, I can't stand the feel of like foundation on my lips. It just bothers me. Next I'm going to be taking the Avon Healthy Makeup Concealer in the color Light Neutral. Read that, and then the Healthy Makeup Concealer. It's in white. I don't know if you guys can see that. And it's just a doe foot applicator. I'm just going to dab right there, and then you would go ahead and dab concealer on any blemishes or anything that you need to cover up. But I don't have anything I need to cover up, and even when I do, I normally don't cover it up. I normally just let it breathe, because I never have anything too serious, you know, knock on wood. I have been a lucky girl. So I just blend this in with my fingertips using mostly patty motions, a little bit of rubbing to get it really good and blended in. I blend it all under my eye, and I even bring it up onto my eyelid so we cover up any veins or anything. Especially if you're not going to be wearing eyeshadow, it's really good to cover up those veins. I kind of rub like right around my lash line so you don't have any concealer caked up in your lash line. Okay, and then I take the sponge again and do the same thing to make sure I have everything soaked up that I'm not needing on my face. Okay, so I could go out the door like this and be perfectly fine, but I'm going to show you how I would finish my face. I'm going to take the Benefit Benetint, this is just a little sample size, and apply this to my cheeks and take my stippling brush and blend it in. So one big dot on the apple of my cheek, and then two dots going back. So like this, and then smile and blend it in. Now you could just stick with the Benetint, and it would make a great blush, but I just use it as a base for a powder blush. I'm running out. It's getting low. So it's just a slightly bit more pinker, but that's okay. So we're done with my stippling brush, done with that. Now I'm going to take, you know what guys, I totally forgot my primer. Oh my gosh, I feel like an idiot. I do prime my face before I apply my foundation, and right now I've been using the Benefit Pore Professional. So it looks like this. Supposed to help reduce the appearance of pores and keep your makeup in place all day long. But I completely forgot to apply that. So I apply that and then I put on my foundation. And I just apply that with my fingertips. I put like one medium, large pea-size amount and I rub that in. I focus it mostly on my T-zone to help with shine and to keep the foundation on my face. So yeah, I'm totally sorry about that. Next, I'm actually going to do, I've been doing this lately. I like it, but it can be kind of too shimmery, too sparkly. So you have to be very careful with this. But it's the Ulta Extreme Wear Matte Finish Mousse Blush in Peach Glow. I gotta study my arm. Not happening. I feel like I don't have like some kind of disease. But it's just a pretty peachy, shimmery blush. And I'm going to take the e.l.f. blush brush, which looks like this. It's just like a pointed dome brush, and I'm going to pick up a little bit of that. You can just see it just barely on the tips of my brush, and I'm going to do smile and do just like I was applying my Benetint. So you could stop there and not do anything else to your cheeks. But I'm going to apply a powder blush over the top of it to set it. You should always set a cream blush. Unless you have dry skin, then I wouldn't set it. But that gives you a nice flushed effect, perfect for just everyday wear. And I always put on my Benetint, even if I'm not going to actually put on a blush. I still always put on my Benetint just to help give my cheeks just a little bit of color. So I'm going to wipe off the brush on just a towel so my brush isn't wet. And I'm going to go in with my Tarte Amazonian Clay Blush and Exposed. And it's just a pinky tan color. So it just gives your skin just a slight flush too, nothing really dramatic. So I'm just going to get this all over my brush and then tap off the excess. And this time I'm going to suck in and apply this in a diagonal on my cheeks. Totally just got a text message. So same thing on the other side. And just slightly up onto the temples to warm up your face. Alright. And normally if I was doing a more dramatic blush, I would use this blush by Revlon. It's the Revlon Matte Blush in Blushing Berry. It looks like this. Or I would use the Wet n Wild blush in Heather Silk. And it looks like this. I try to stay with matte blushes to set with, and then you can do like a shimmery cream blush. Next I'm going to go in with my NYC Smooth Skin bronzer. Looks like this. It's in the color Sunny. And it's just a matte bronzer. I'm going to take the e.l.f. angled bronzer brush, whatever, and apply this. So I just really just load up the brush, tap off the excess, and I take the pointed side, and I angled it down on my face, and I suck in, and apply that, and then I turn it over so the angled is like up on my face, and then I blend it in to my blush. Then I take it up onto my apples, and then down on my jawline too. So the same thing for the other side. Load up the brush, tap it off, and angle the bottom down. Oh, and I flatten out the brush like this so it gets in the hollow, and then I just let it go to blend it. So you just want to blend it into your blush, and then up onto your temples, and down on your jawline. And you can even just run it across your cheekbones to make sure everything's blended and not too pink. So that's that. And then I take my Maybelline Mineral Powder Finishing Veil. It's just a translucent finishing veil. And I just tap some into the lid, like that much right there. And that will do for my whole face. So I just take the e.l.f. complexion brush. It's just like a big powder brush. And I swirl it around and tap off the excess. And I start my forehead. And then bring it down on my T-zone. And under my eyes. And then I normally tap just a tiny bit more in there. So it gives me like this much again. I swirl my brush around in it and again. And I set down here, and then I run the rest over my cheeks to help blend in the blush and everything not so harsh. Alright, then I take my hands, rub them together, and I kind of just rub everything, just so I know there's not like big patches of powder or anything, and wipe my lips off like always, and that is it. I would normally go ahead and fill in my brows and do whatever, but you guys have seen me fill in my brows. I do that normally in my eye tutorials. So I'd fill in my brows, do my eyes, and be out the door. So yeah, this is an everyday face. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I will talk to you guys later. Bye.